evening, everyone. It's not muted me to begin with, so that's a good start. It does sometimes do that. So, big, big, big stuff this weekend. This could be a turning point for us if it goes the right way. If not, it could be normal, mediocre at best town. But there's been a bit of a weird thing since Mark Fotheringham's appointment at Huddersfield Town. So what I'm going to do is, with it being a Friday night, this will probably be a little bit of a longer stream. And what I'm going to do is it might be, it might not. I just kind of ramble and see where it goes normally, but that's what this channel's really about. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly kind of have a look at the past few games since Mark's appointment and evaluate where that leaves us for this 12:30 kickoff in Rotherham tomorrow. So his first game was at Reading. He played the team he played, and it was an embarrassing loss. We scored away, so it was consolation, nothing more. So chalk off for that game. He has got us a point at Luton, and he has obviously got us scoring 3 goals in that process, but also conceding 3. Whoever was at fault for these goals, it doesn't matter. If we concede them, we concede them. It's still Huddersfield Town at the end of the day. So, and then we go and win against Hull. Now, 3 games, a loss, a draw, and a win. It's not bad at all. But let's just kind of evaluate the opposition, right? So, Reading have been high-flying, to everyone's surprise. So, to lose that at their place was expected. To draw with Luton was a really good result, given where they are. Even though they're not as good at home as they are away this season, it's still a good result to get against a good side. And for us to beat Hull, now, you'd expect us to beat Hull, but with the way we are, I really didn't at all. I kind of said in my head there's a chance, but I'm looking at draw here. So I was surprised that we beat Hull. One thing I will say is I think he's getting to grips with who he's going to play, short term and long term. And I think some people have already had a bust up with him in the dressing room and have down tools because they're not committed to the club. I've said this plenty of times on this channel. Some people may not like how I phrase it, but I think a lot of us agree in the same point. If you're not committed to Huddersfield Town Football Club, we don't want you here. That's not the kind of club we are. With the kind of club we are, it won't take long for us to sell you either. But I've seen a positive situation since Mark joined, but that being said, that can happen when any new manager comes in. Just a change at the club can mean the world. They don't have to be good necessarily or progressive. Just a difference in system and mentality can change the world, and then 10 games down, it could come crumbling again. And that's just a point, because that does happen in football. Like it just happened with every aspect of things. You get something that's a little better than what you had, but it's still not quite good enough. And you realise that that's not the employee that you were seeking. We can't judge Mark on that yet. We have to see what points we get from what games. I said I didn't think he was ready. So far, he's done a decent job. You could maybe slightly raise your opinion to higher the bar if you're a bit biased. So the disappointing part for me is we've conceded 6 goals in 2 games. Now, yes, we were away for those games, but we play 23 away games in a season. So we have to stop that. Like, I don't care who's at fault. It needs to get ironed out. Because if we're not winning every home game or drawing every home game, then losing all the away games or scraping a point at Luton isn't going to cut it. So I've said my piece for the first 5 minutes. All I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the comments like I always do. I need to promote the stream as well. I'll read the comments whilst I'm promoting the stream like I normally do. It's been a bit of a weird one this evening. I know I put it out as saying 6 o'clock originally. Got them a little bit later than I normally would. And then, I'll be honest, obviously, I work a full-time job. I've got to get in and kind of sort some stuff out as soon as I get home. So there's that as well. So I'm not made my mind up yet on what I truly think. The one thing I can't fault, right? And this is so massive. Like, this is huge. This mentality is what Rotherham says in his interviews. I trust him more than a lot of people. When he said, if you're here to coast, you will not play in my team. That, we've been crying for a no-nonsense guy that would say that for years. Someone that wouldn't take any rubbish from players. There's these players that think they're better than the club, that think they can get away, turning up to training, they take photos in flannels, and then they just don't do all. Mark looks like he's going to change their attitudes, and if they're not changing them, he's just going to ignore them, which is what he should do if they're not willing to, if they're not eager to learn, willing to change, regain form, change mentality. I agree with Mark. I back Mark fully on that regard. They can go for me. It's not even a question. I don't even care, really. I won't give these people, the people that don't give the fans a second thought when they walk about, I won't be giving them a second thought. It's football. That might sound harsh. If I'm paying my hard-earned cash to go and watch Town on a Saturday in the middle of nowhere and I see people walking, then if it's not better by next week or the next game, then they're not. It's like when I hate to bring out individual names, but 2-1 down at Birmingham and you've got Dwayne Holmes and Sorba walking. Now, there's been a lot of controversy recently with Sorba Thomas. Obviously, that stunt you pulled at the beginning of the season can't have helped it at all. I will say this: Dwayne Holmes is playing absolutely quality at the minute in comparison to his work rate in the previous season. I think he's been loads better this year, even though we as a unit haven't been as good. I think Holmes has been a lot better. I trust Holmes to start now. That seriously. People know I've been harsh of him, but Holmes, he's grafting. I see him doing that running now with Ward up top. I see Jordan doing it loads more. And even like before Rotherham come in, Holmes was one of those, bar the Birmingham game, where I could rely on him to do the work. So I've got a lot of respect for that because you're getting stuck in. Do you know, I love seeing this. I love seeing, why are we praising players for grafting? Because, right, that's like the equivalent of when like someone does, it's the equivalent in any scenario, someone does something good and all people do, this is not saying this is aimed at you, Ryan, this is just me using this as an example. When someone does something good in life, there's always someone ready to take it away and say, oh, well, he should be doing that. Well, then why bother at all? If he should be doing it, he's just not going to bother. So there are plenty of players in the same boat as Holmes not doing the work. So the fact that Holmes is doing it, he deserves to be commended for that. Sorba, he's getting assists, he's getting better bit by bit, but he needs to stop spitting his dummy out. He's arguing with refs too much. He should know now, with the club he plays for, don't get decisions. So he should have that in his head where he's thinking, I play for Huddersfield Town. It's quite clear that refs don't like us, especially corrupt ones that have retired now. So I should, forget of getting anything. So, a lot of players have changed for the better. Those two, Holmes massively, sort of bit by bit. I like Fotheringham's attitude. There's no agenda against Sorba. He just spits his dummy out against refs. If you can't see that, then we aren't watching the same games. He needs to get it into his head that arguing with refs, it's just gonna. I've not said he's not grafting. I've said bit by bit he's improving. Never saw it. I'm saying personally, Holmes does it better. That's like me doing my job, and then someone else doing it better and saying, "Oh well, Brad doesn't do a job." He does. It's just not as good as the person who's better. Radoni being best player. Disagree. Holmes does it when he wants to. That is ridiculous to say. He's been much better this season. Absolutely head and shoulders above a good chunk of the team in terms of work rate. I've not seen a bigger jump in wanting to play for a club than him. I bet Andy, mate. What was it about Andy, mate? Brad. Hi, Brad. Oh, I'm lost on comments. Let me do this one sec. It's a hard life, isn't really. Let me read the comments. Hi, Brad, mate. Gaz, great to see you, mate. I know you put that at the beginning. Sorry, I missed it. Hey, Aiden, Andy, nice to see you. Reese, Tom, Ryan's here. Noah, I can see him taking us to the playoffs. Oh, in a couple of seasons, right? Okay, I was going to say. 6 points next 2 games. Hopefully win. That's the plan. Agree with what he said, though. That's big. I agree with that. So look, evening, Brad. Paul, really nice to hear from you. 7 points in the next 8 days. Hopefully so. I like him bringing youngsters into it because if youngsters are more hungry than the veteran players can go. We've got replacements. Maybe we haven't got the quality in the depth, but if the older players aren't going to play, then we're just stealing a wage. It's got a prediction. I'll give that at the end. I think it's possible to change some players' attitudes. Lol. Yes, not saying he's a bad player. Seems slow. That Kamara. Are you going tomorrow? All will be answered. Christian Charles on notes. See. How are you getting to game tomorrow? I don't know if I'm going yet, Leo. Adoni has been good. That's come from him. Have you thought why he's up to his game to try to get a new contract? Maybe pathetic so-called effort. See, I just think you've got an agenda against Holmes because him and Russell are the only players you mentioned that haven't been up to it when Turton's been off boil. Ruffles hasn't done out hardly when he's played. Not in terms of massive kind of stopping goals or solving them. There's been loads of passengers, but you choose to blame Holmes. That's up to you. Could Radoni be another O'Brien? No chance, mate. Not the same player. Because the left back, in my views, only been best player. Don't think. Do you think 3? Claire, are you going tomorrow? Okay, to do it for a contract. He's doing something. Right. Right. 1 second. I'll go back on. I feel like Ross can't wait to close down. Anyone if Tino back tomorrow? Hopefully so. being ill, obviously. I hate typos. It's just the worst thing in the world. Kasumu. So, I've spoke about Mark and my thoughts on his beginning. Now we need to start getting some away points. That's the bottom line. Team probably won't be like Russell is fine. I'll just have a go. He looks unfit, in my honest opinion. I do agree with Ryan on that. I do agree with Ryan on a lot. It's not like we don't see eye to eye. It's just Dwayne Holmes now, but tomorrow's a hard game. When you play another team in Yorkshire, there's always unforeseen tension. It's not like us and Rotherham have a rivalry or anything. It's just a little Yorkshire derby. Do you know this is just the this is the Barnsley equivalent. We always look for Barnsley. I do anyway. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I always look for Barnsley first thing to see when it is the away day, because it's always a good one in terms of it's close, it's cheap, and you can go to the town centre and get a bit fresh. So there's that. I don't know where we're going really this season, because what I saw on Saturday was better, but Hull were just poor. Like, they missed an open goal. Another team, I don't think we even win that game. That's the frustrating part, is that we give them that chance, it's 1-1. And for me, as soon as that game goes to 1-1, we've lost. Personally. The way we defend at the minute, we've lost that game. So that's up to everyone's opinions to debate, but we go 1-1 in that game, Hull go and win. And Hull would dire, but they do. I'm sorry, that's just how I kind of call it. That being said, we won, and I can't have a go at the coach or the players for winning a game that we deserved to win on the day. But we play like that against a team above 16th. It's not going to be that easy. It's not going to be that simple. We need to create more chances. We should have been trying to do them 3 or 4. As soon as that second goal, we even had this problem last season. When we go 2-0 up, I've said this so much, 2-0 in my mind is just as bad a lead to hold as 1-0. Because at least with 1-0, you're pushing for the next. With 2, you sit back and they bang 2 against you in 5 minutes. Happened with West Brom last season. It's doable. And it pains me. You get that 3rd goal, you're sound. We're not going to concede 3. Now, 2, I believe with Town. 2, in fact, I'd bet on. But 3, no. We need to go for that 3rd and 4th. Like we did against Stoke. Believe it or not, when Schofield was in charge. So, we need to finish these games off. So, I was happy that could have been 300 cleared off the line about 7 times. But when they cleared it off the line, they could have run down the other end. Wasn't saying that last year, though, was you? Yes, plenty of times. Go pick another stream. Seriously, go pick another stream. I said this to my friends and on stream. We need to be doing more in the second half and score a 3rd. Because it haunted us so many times, and it always does as a club. So, thank you so much for the donation, guys. Really appreciate that, mate. Really appreciate all the support. Who do you have as the 3 centre mid players? I'd actually go with a 2 in the middle, mate. And I'd go with Kamara and Kasumu for tomorrow's game. That's what I will say to you. I won't talk to you, Ram, mate. My apologies, Sov. My apologies, mate. I misunderstood there. Um, so, yeah, good and bad, good and okay. You know, I'm not saying I'm not happy with one because that makes zero sense. That's not a logical thing to say when you've just won. But the manner in which we won didn't fill me with bags of confidence going into the next game. I thought Kamara played better against. Who was it now? Kamara played better against Cardiff, I thought. Kamara played better against Cardiff. I think it was Cardiff. Yeah, Cardiff. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, we didn't have Fotheringham, but I thought Kamara played absolutely solid that game. This game, a little bit more sloppy, but he turned the energy back on in the second half. That's the important thing. There's so many players in this club that down tools straight away, and I don't want that. You see, in my head, people must think, oh, why is Brad so harsh on the players? I don't do it because I want them to go. I want them to better themselves, prove themselves, and regain that form. As soon as someone downs the tools and gets in their head that they're not good enough, I don't want to kick the master down and go, yeah, he can go. That's only when it's time and time again, when they prove they don't want to be here. That's the mentality I have when the players sit there, collect a wage, walk, jog, and don't do all. But if they're really struggling confidence-wise, right, and not like it's just not happening for them, I'm more lenient. That's the reason why I'm not slating Sorba. Because, yes, he's doing this with a rest where he keeps arguing. I know deep down he wants to improve and he wants to be better, but he does need to show a bit more, But he's getting there. Loads better the past few games to what he was. So, it's progress with Town. It's small, gradual progress. Well, no, actually, it's quick progress. Because we've got 4 points in 2 games. I can't really complain with that, given the opposition. But, I mean, the team we play next, right, is Rotherham. Rotherham are the definition of average, right? And by average is not a bad thing. Average is average. Average means lose on their day, win comfortably on their day. That is what average means in this league. There were teams last year that won 4 or 5-0 and didn't do all. They won 4 or 5-0, but they didn't go anywhere. They didn't get in the playoffs. They didn't finish anywhere higher than whatever. But on their day, they were drilled and they beat the other team comfortably. Rotherham are capable of that. They did that with Reading. They beat them 4-0 at home. If we can concede 3 against Reading, I'm pretty sure that Rotherham, I know it doesn't work out like that, but I'm pretty sure Rotherham are capable of doing something similar to us. So I'm cautious is what I am. I don't fully know not what I'm talking about, but where my feelings lie with this, because we could win this. This is a game that we can win, but it all depends on which team plays, which Rotherham team plays, and how he lines the team up. So it's one of them. If it was Norwich, I'd be absolutely fearful right now. Couldn't play, well, not Norwich, Sheffield United, well, not even Sheffield United. Who's third anymore? Let's have a look at the table. Let me pick out the team that I would least like to play at the moment. QPR, that is exactly who I would least like to play at the moment. And jokes on us, we've got them in a couple of weeks. So, it's... Oh, we've got them in a month. Oh. But, there's progress, and that's big, because there wasn't much previously. So, in my mind, we have to get the right team out and we have to start strong. But what we also need to do is we need to, well, as a fan base, we need to be loud tomorrow, because I hate slagging the fan base off, but we've not been the same fan base since the Cowleys. I'm just saying, even last season it wasn't great. And we got to Wembley. Wembley was silent. I feel bad for the Cowshed Loyal. The Cowshed Loyal put out a statement saying, come to this block and we'll chant. And I saw them with their drum. To be fair to them, trying to start chants, and no one was interested. There was like 40 of us singing. So we need to get behind this team, this coach. We need to be up it. Yes, I'm going tomorrow, and I'll be near the back like I always am, and I will be starting and the rest of the chants because we've got to get behind them. I know sometimes I've been quiet when the teams are down tools, and I'm not really wrong for doing that because I don't really like to chant when they're not doing what they really should or should at least try to do. But we really need to get behind them from the off tomorrow. That's my honest opinion. And I can't tell anyone what to do because I'm not perfect. I'm just saying it would be great if we could get behind them tomorrow. What else was I going to say? Yeah, referee's Jeremy Simpson. So we may as well pack tools up and go home now. Saying we may as well, put milk back in milk van. Yeah, 2-0 up against Hull and it's silent. Should be absolutely bouncing. Jeremy Simpson shouldn't even be a ref after what happened to Tom Lee's. Absolutely disgraceful. I don't know. What does everyone else think of the new coach? I always like to see what other people think. Whilst you're commenting that, if you are new around here, please do subscribe and like the video. I have noticed it in recent weeks, but we're slowly getting there in terms of subs, closer and closer to the 4.8 mark. Yeah, we're 38 subs from 4.8k. That is massive, absolutely massive. Smile well, then silence. Literally like Anfield. The speakers turn on. You'll never walk alone. Could hear a pin drop. Literally, that's what it's like with us now. Obviously not that bad because we do chant at some points and not for none of the 90 minutes. But I'm impressed with the progress. But we need to put the money where his mouth is now and really do some damage. Really, we need to beat a team away. That's what needs to be done. This is a great chance because they're not a special team, but they're not a worthless team, is what I'm saying. They're more than capable of drumming us at home, but we can easily, not easily, but if we get stuck in, we can win them tomorrow. 2-0, something like that. It's doable. Where are Rotherham in table? That 15th, 18th. They've dropped off a bit recently. Perfect time to play them, to be honest. They've not won in 4. Draw 1, lost. Drawn another, lost. Couldn't be a better time to play them. And we'll still manage to lose. And then we play Preston, a team by no means that are a pushover. Went unbeaten for 5 games. Oh, then Borough. Oh, don't like that. Even though they're at bottom, they'll get a win against us. We really need to start picking points and not point up. So, that being said, I am going tomorrow. I look forward to seeing what's you out there. I got a comment last week for a guy who was like, "Oh, I saw you recording and speaking to some guys, and I was a bit too fearful to come up." Please do not feel that way at all. If you give your time to watch my content, I'm more than happy to, just come over to me and say, "Hi, Brad, yeah, watch this and I really liked it," or whatever. And I'm like, "Yeah." I'll be like, "Yeah, thanks a lot, mate." And I like having conversations with people that watch my content. I love getting feedback from it as well. You know, people get mixed views on when someone does this, and some people have come up to me and said, "Oh, I didn't think you were like this. I expected you to be like this," and I've been like, "No, it's completely okay. I understand how that can come across. Some YouTubers can be like that, but that's not me. I'm happy to have a conversation with you guys always, as long as it's all respectful, of course." So Gaz has just called it. What is your squad for tomorrow, Brad, mate? The squad that I would do, it's going to be a mix of what I would do and what Fotheringham would also do, kind of. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with Nichols in goal. It's going to be a back four. We're going to go Jackson at the left. Heelick and Lees. I actually played Nakayama on the right, to be fair. But he's not going to do that, is it? But we're putting him there anyway. Left mid, I would be going with Dwayne Holmes. Left centre mid, I'd be going with Etienne Kamara. Right centre mid, David Kisumu. Right mid, I'd be going with Sorba Thomas. Left striker, Danny Ward. Right striker, Jordan Rhodes. Go for it. 4-4-2, standard. It works best. If not to be 4-2-3-1 with Holmes in the middle of those two, Etienne Kamara and Kisumu, with Sorba on the right and Colin Mahoney on the left. That's what I would do. Looked a lot better Saturday. I'd give him a start. Kessler Hayden, been one of those I don't know. I'm not going to comment on that actually, but if you know, you know. I'm not saying out really on that, unless if it's not true. But start Rhodes there for, yeah, and I'd be starting Rhodes in that. I'd bring Ward as an impact off the bench. Rhodes has been doing pretty well. I agree with Jack there. Luke and Betty, no, not starting for me. I do think Tyree Simpson will do when he comes back. I hope he hits the ground running, but I've not seen enough of him. I've seen his build. He's quite big. He's like 6'3", and he's quite, stocky. Not stocky, but like built, like well built. No, well built's what you say to someone when you don't want to call them. I'd say he's toned. Yeah, he's quite strong. He looks like a good aerial threat. So I think it'll be a good fit for us. Even more so with him being free and injured, for that matter. But yeah, that's my squad. I don't know how we'll approach tomorrow. I could be completely wrong. He could put 10 men behind ball. I've seen it all really with Town. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be easy at all, though. A lot of people will underestimate Rotherham. Just need a drink. That's all I need. Nice drink. But I thought I'd wear the T-shirt where it all happened last season. That's what I thought I'd wear. So I'll 3-4-1-2. That could work. Do you know, 5-back might be the better option, really. But I don't think Sorba works hard enough defensively. I'm not criticising his forward play. I just don't think he has the work rate to come back. And the stamina also. And the defensive ability. I don't think he has that, personally, in that 5-back. But that's up to your opinion. I'm trying not to slate him. I don't think that's the right way to go. 3-5-2. Nichols, Lees, Sorba. I quite like the sound of that. I do like the sound of that, actually. That's probably our best team, to be honest. Yeah. As long as we stay up, I'm happy either way. It's what it is, really. As long as it keeps us up, it's an achievement, isn't it? I just don't want this win to go to everyone's head when it's only one win. Who would you bring in January? Haaland. No, in all seriousness, a striker. A left back. Two right backs. Another centre half. A CDM, a defensive mid, a box to box. Maybe another winger. A whole new another team. Tommy Smith bag. No, thank you. No. Not the same player he was. So for tomorrow, I'm hoping we can get a win. We'll just have to see. I don't know. I really don't with this club. I don't. You see, there's been this thing a couple of weeks. I'll be completely honest with everyone, right? And I've no shame in saying this, but I've had such a negative mindset with Town, and you'll see that from the streams. But I can't get myself into a can't get myself into a positive mindset with Town, because then we go and lose, and then I'll just feel like shattered, like to do with the club. Obviously, this is completely aside from the rest of everything I do, but I will just see them lose when I thought we were going to win, and I'll just completely detach from it, and I won't. If you get what I'm saying, I just won't I don't entertain unrealistic thoughts with Town now, because I've seen it. So if I see this and go, oh, we're going to win tomorrow, and we get drummed, and there's jogging and walking, I'll just fall out with it for a week, and I'll just be like, no, I don't want to think about it. So I'm really fighting in my head, because I really want to get giddy and go, oh yeah, we're going to win 8-0. Yeah, Town are going to have an off day. Rotherham 0, Huddersfield Town 6. But it's just not going to happen like that. It never does. It never will. So I think tomorrow is going to be a game of, can Huddersfield Town start well, end well? Do they want it? Who wants it specifically? Will Mark take them off if they don't want it? And how clinical are we going to be? Because I feel like we're not going to have a lot of chances tomorrow. I feel like we'll have a lot of the ball, but not a lot of chances. We will towards the dying moments, but not throughout the game. So I'm off, Brad, my mate. Have a safe trip, brother. Thank you so much, guys, for your time and for your support on the channel. And thanks a lot for that donation. If you are off tomorrow, I wish you a safe trip. Also, like everyone in the chat. So I'm going to go with, that being said, 1-1. This game has 1-1 written all over. 1-1. Eves is going to score earlier on. And then we will score in like the 75th minute. And then we'll park the bus and take the point. That's what I see. Might be worth 5 of that. We'll see. But thanks to everyone who tuned in. I hope I cleared quite a bit. I think I did. Thanks for all the continuous support as always. Like I say, if you are new around here and you do like this content, please show me by subscribing to the channel, and also leave a like if you do enjoy this content, and share the videos as well if there's someone you know that wants to watch content like this. Massive thank you and a special mention to Gaz for his support tonight. And hopefully Pat Jones is on the bench. Brad, can you stream Liverpool Man City? I don't think so. That won't be possible. Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you later. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow on the train with a couple of cans. So if I end up doing tomorrow's vlog drunk, don't be surprised. But it'll probably be better that way. The vlog always comes out regardless anyway. So, and I've been in some states. So, thanks for all the support. I'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early for Rotherham away tomorrow. Cheers, guys. All the best.